Hey everybody, it's the Ken's Talk Podcasting Sprout reviewing the iTunes Top 100, figuring out what to listen to and diagnosing the activity inside the podcast universe. What's going on? Well, this past week, I think is pretty much devoted to the Adam Carolla, Allison Rosengate, firing your four-year employee by email, letting her go. How did that impact things? Well, we got a couple charts to take a look at that. This is a rankings chart showing iTunes rankings during this period of time for this year, January 1st to January 10th. These numbers show the rankings. So Allison she entered here on the 5th at 25th place, walked it all the way up to 4th place. Now it looks like it's on the downtrend. She's back to 15th here on the Saturday. Adam was losing some traction at the beginning of the year, but this, bad publicity, not necessarily a bad thing. Any publicity is good. So this brought it back up into the 30s. This is another way of looking at it. It's a spike in the score percentage. When this number is high, it means the podcast is relevant and getting activity. So Allison, like I said, I think she's on the downtrend. Adam, somewhat more stable. But this top 100 connection to iTunes, which I'll be updating every day in this file, is a great way to find new podcasts and to review them. I'm going to be reviewing every single one of them. Over this year, I'm going to find the best podcast on that chart from 2015. There's 177 of them already that have gone in and out or have stayed in the top 100 list. So I'm going to show you how you could check that out and kind of look around. So I'm looking at all the dates. Let's say, for example, that I'm a big fan of Bill Burr. Bill Burr's got a really funny and hilarious cast. So let's see how he has done so far this year, and if my opinions on Bill Burr are in any way impacting. It's called the Monday Morning Podcast, by the way. We'll get there. Monday Morning Podcast. So Bill's been pretty stable, around 3 or 2% here. Hasn't had much happen to him. This is the most recent day. I want to push Bill up. The big movement I heard was Mad Money with Jim Cramer. That's what they said. He was the biggest numbered mover. What's the comment here? You can open this up and you can see the comments that they left about the trend. He was up 48 places from number 97. So he's still only in the middle of the pack, but he jumped way up from 97. You can see that better over here in the ranking chart. So you get a huge disparity in number if we look at Mad Money with Jim Cramer in this one. But this is really a great idea as we go through them all and find out what's the best thing to listen to during the day. So there's your big jump. You can see there's a big jump there. That's that's Friday and that's Saturday. So some reason picking up Jim Cramer. You never really know with those guys. The Bill Burr's podcast in here. See, he's teetering. He's kind of hanging out around this level, but he really does put out a quality pod, and I listen to it. So let's say I care about, what's the big top ones on the list recently, right? Like, let's look over the last week, maybe about here, and let's look for just top 5 podcasts. What's on that list? And what you see is Serial, just bumped down, had been at number 1 forever, and then just yesterday went down to number 2. This NPR Invisibilia podcast seems interesting. Want to check that out. This American Life's kind of a staple on there. Upvoted is a new podcast by Reddit. I mean, this thing just, enters. If we take the ranking number on, you get some more comments in there. But just recently, hanging out 4 or 5. It was pretty good. I listened to Alexis Ohanian. They're taking stories out of Reddit and pulling podcasts out of them. It's a great idea. Stuff you should know hit here. I don't know, I just love this. I love browsing through this. I'm going to be updating this podcast matrix with my own comments and links and hosts and information to make this thing searchable so that we can find truly the best, the hottest hitting podcast of 2015. I think we'll get Ken's Talk on there by the end of the year. I got to hit top 100. So it's really cool stuff, and Ken's Talk is